Selection, and Jaquan Lyle and his distribution of the basketball had improved decision-making in that lid lifter versus Minnesota. They will need to continue to improve in those areas for Ohio State moving forward.
For Ohio State, their head man is Thad Matta. He is in his 12th season here in Columbus. His record is superb here. He has taken a team to an NCAA championship title game. And one of his former assistants is on the other side, John Gross, in his 4th year at Illinois. It's the Fighting Illini and the Buckeyes from Value City Arena in Columbus. Should be a good one here this afternoon. The only game on the slate in the Big Ten Conference. Ready to tip it off, and it's won by Ohio State. Look for Ohio State to try and get a little bit of inside game today against Illinois. They have the advantage down there with Thompson as well as Bates Diop. Immediately they try and isolate Tate.
Nice job defensively by Hill, forcing the kick out.
One to shoot, that's Lyle. Couldn't get it.
Really good defensive stand to start this ball game by Illinois. What Finke was doing was kind of playing free safety there, Jeff. He knew that he didn't have to come out. Thompson, not a threat to knock down a perimeter jump shot, so he was kind of in the middle, clogging things up, taking away driving angles, and Malcolm Hill, a wonderful job of moving his feet on Jayshawn Tate.
It's going to be a big key in today's game. How does Illinois stop this offense from Ohio State? I know John Gross was worried about their defense just because of their size, but what do they do to try and stop the offense as well? And there's a long rebound tipped out by Thompson.
And what you saw there, we talked about the fact that Illinois, a lot of injuries. Finke, usually going to be a 4, had to play inside at the 5.
Another offensive foul on Ohio State. That one goes against Jayshawn Tate.
Little dribble handoff, and that's a good call. That's a point of emphasis. If you're Lyle, you have to avoid that contact. You need, if you're going to set the screen, you have to come to a complete stop and allow the defender to get over the top.
Jaquan Lyle picking up his first personal. There's Finke, and he's too long on the 3-ball. Here comes Jayshawn Tate.
That would have been good from 25. Unfortunately for him, he shot it from 22.
Finke's been pretty good here recently. Career high 8 rebounds in the Illinois opener against Michigan.
Boy, Hill doing a really good job defensively on Tate thus far. And Tate's getting a little frustrated.
You can tell his body language is not good against Malcolm Hill. And Lyle turns it over, and another foul on Jaquan Lyle. That'll be his second personal.
And Hill doing a really good job of maintaining excellent position, frustrating Jayshawn Tate. And we talked about at the top of the telecast the importance of Jaquan Lyle to continue to improve with his decision-making he showed versus Minnesota. Thus far, that is not the case. 2 quick fouls send the freshman point guard to the bench.
Daniel Giddens checks in for the first time. Talented freshman. One of the youngest teams in the Big Ten, this Ohio State roster. Wide open look, and burying it is Jalen Coleman-Lands.
And a really good job by Finke there, Jeff, of dribbling in and forcing Ohio State to react defensively. That took away the weak side help that could have closed out in the corner on Coleman-Lands.
A.J. Harris also in the game. He is lightning quick. Tate looking inside. There's Giddens. Tough fadeaway with the left hand. Another open look from 3. Make it 2 in a row for Coleman-Lands.
And a really good job by Coleman-Lands of calling for the ball in the corner and then flaring out to create a better passing angle.
Jayshawn Tate going up the floor with his hands up, talking with Thad Matta. You can tell tensions are high. Here's Bates Diop, misses his first shot of the day. Loving with an offensive rebound, fouled on the way up, and he starts grabbing at his left side.
Defensively, Illinois has really set the tone thus far, and then in transition, Coleman-Lands was able to get his feet the previous possession, but the only upperclassman that sees any appreciable time for Ohio State in the form of Mark Loving keeps the possession alive and will shoot a couple.
Loving grimacing after getting fouled on that putback attempt. Knocks down the first. You mentioned how young this Buckeyes team is. Loving, the lone junior on the team. They only have one senior on the team. And Jake Lorbach, who is on the roster, doesn't see a lot of time. Everybody else, freshmen, sophomores that are getting time for Thad Matta's team. Loving still grimacing, holding that right hand. Coleman lands again. Too strong that time. Big time rebound by Bates Diop. Harris trying to get around the corner. Bates Diop finger roll fouled on the way up. He had a mismatch with Jalen Tate.
That was a really good offensive sequence for Ohio State. Just they kind of worked in concentric circles around the perimeter until they were able to turn the corner and get to the rim. And we talked about the shot blocking presence for Ohio State. Illinois does not have that luxury, and you saw it right there as Bates Diop able to turn the corner unimpeded.
This Illinois team has just been decimated, as we've talked about, with injuries, especially on their front line. No LeBron Black, no Mike Thorne.
And Mike Thorne, when he went out in that game versus Iowa State in the non-conference, that was one of the few times that Illinois had their full roster at their disposal. He had 10 points and 7 rebounds before going out of that ball game, and shortly thereafter, they lost LeBron Black, an outstanding rebounder. So that's a big reason, probably the biggest reason, that Illinois is last in the conference right now in rebounding margin.
This team was at full strength for all of about 25 minutes this season. A half and about change against Iowa State.
Nice job of Tate on Hill defensively.
Decent look there by Kendrick Nunn. Just missed the opportunity. Up ahead, Giddens in and out of his hands. Numbers going the other way for Illinois. There's Hill. What a move! Missed the layup with the right hand.
Everything but wonderful use of the crossover by Hill in the open floor.
We go inside. Giddens makes the extra pass. Bates Diop couldn't hit the three.
And a nice job by Jalen Tate of giving up his body on the much larger Deshaun Tate there.
Trying to go baseline. In amongst the trees, Giddens leads the team in blocks, gets another one. Loving saw the lane, and a blocking foul. Loving will go to the line. Illinois up 6-3 in the early going here in Columbus. Did not make it until after Thanksgiving, the 27th of November, a game against UAB. He is in double figures in every single game so far this year. Off to a slow start, but everybody's off to a slow start here today for both teams. Defense has been very good.
Yeah, Malcolm Hill has been really good on the defensive end of the floor. And Deshaun Tate has returned the favor as he has drawn the early assignment on Malcolm Hill.
Hill using the offhand. Blocked by Giddens.
Nice job by Giddens of rotating over and maintaining verticality.
With speed by Harris. Tate trying to go one-on-one with a left hand. Nice move.
Really nice job by Tate of utilizing that 2-foot jump stop and then completing with the left hand.
First field goal of the game for Ohio State. Everything else had come from the line. With Morgan backing down, short.
Nice use of the arm bar, which is legal now by Giddens.
Series of screens for Bates Diop with the left hand. No. Offensive rebound nearly, and now it's wrapped up underneath the hoop. It's going to go to Illinois. Tate was down on the floor, as well as Coleman lands. A nice play by Tate using the offhand.
Nice utilization of the little Euro step and completion, and more importantly for Tate, Jeff, able to go to that strong or left hand for the completion.
Bates Diop with a breather.
what we've seen on a number of these drives by Ohio State, unlike Illinois that has to worry about the shot blocking presence of Trevor Thompson or right now Daniel Giddens, Illinois does not have that. And as a result, you're seeing Ohio State being able to drive to the basket very, very confident.
Coleman lands with a couple of threes in this game. Trying to drive now. Good defense. That's Cam Williams off the bench.
That's one where Kendrick Nunn should have pass faked and then utilized the bounce pass into the post.
Williams fouled on his three-point attempt. Fouled by DJ Williams. And 3 free throws coming for Cam.
Nice little rub up top by Giddens. Clearly fouled on the arm is Cam Williams, and you know, kind of an unsung hero thus far. How about the job that A.J. Harris has come in after the 2 quick fouls by Jaquan Lyle? And A.J. Harris, even though he hasn't cracked the stat sheet thus far, has done a really good job of getting this young team into their sets.
We were here at the arena early today watching shoot-around, and we were both marveling at the speed of A.J. Harris. That guy can flat-out fly, distributes the basketball well.
Had a blocked shot against Minnesota.
A.J. Harris is not a tall man. Not by any stretch.
Mickey Mitchell into the ball game. Recently became eligible for the Buckeyes and giving Jayshawn Tate a little bit of a rest.
Mickey Mitchell making his 4th appearance of the season. Here's A.J. Harris. He is guarding Jalen Tate. Ohio State on a 9-0 run. DJ Williams trying to drive, turned it over.
Yeah, dribbled right into trouble. Had about a 15-foot jump shot that he should have taken because it was in stride, and that dribble got him into a lot of trouble.
The reach of these Ohio State Buckeyes is impressive as Loving too strong on the short shot out of bounds. Is going to stay with Ohio State. You like the pace of both these defenses. It's been frenetic early.
And again, what you see is Loving's able to turn the corner. There's no shot blocking presence in Illinois. You can't fault the effort. They're just unable to corral the rebound.
15 to shoot as the shot clock did not reset.
And on the out of bounds underneath situation, Illinois showing a little 2-3 zone here.
4 to shoot. Harris driving, kicking, Loving, knocked it down.
How about A.J. Harris doing exactly what you need to do against the zone, attacking off the dribble, forcing the dark jerseys of Illinois to collapse. That allowed Loving to set up shop on the left wing.
He had a team-high 20, did Mark Loving against Minnesota. Now Cam Williams couldn't hit that one. And strong rebound.
And that was a tougher shot than it needed to be for Williams because Harris didn't get it to him in the shooting pocket. Williams had to reload, threw off his rhythm.
Maverick Morgan backing down. Still waiting for Malcolm Hill to get going in this one for Illinois. There's none with a fadeaway.
That's money right there. That is a very difficult shot. The spin into the lane, then understanding the shot blocking presence, the step back by Nunn, very impressive.
First bucket for Illinois in over 5 minutes of game time. 12 to play here in this first half. Mitchell working down low with the left hand, fouled on his way up. Mickey Mitchell, who played in 8 minutes against Minnesota, and 3 points, 4 rebounds. He's
stepping confidently into that three-point shot, but it's the little things sometimes that can make a difference. Look where Cam Williams has to catch the basketball. It's down here. He has to get it here to get it into a shooting pocket. That throws off his rhythm just enough to lead to the miss. If A.J. Harris gets that into the shooting pocket of Cam Williams, rather than having 1 assist, he probably has 2, but you can't fault the play of A.J. Harris coming in relief of Jaquan Lyle thus far.
It's a young team for Ohio State, and it's those little things here in the month of January, and then once you get through the meat of this Big Ten schedule that makes Ohio State a much better team. And it's a very subtle thing that can be corrected.
Yep. It's a pretty simple game, Jeff. People try to make it hard.
Mickey Mitchell hits a couple of free throws. First couple of points of the game for the Plano, Texas native.
He's changed his tights. He had gray ones on, scarlet. And gray on it, shoot-around, now gone for the straight white stockings.
There's a steal by A.J. Harris going the other way. And he got it in.
But what a lift he has given Coach Thad Matta on both ends of the floor.
Guy who doesn't look to score first. He looks to distribute, looks to play good, tight defense. Showed it right there. Finke. 10 to shoot for the Illini.
Boy, Giddens, a really good defensive sequence by Giddens, moving his feet.
Kendrick Nunn can't hit it. Long rebound to Bates Diop.
Really impressed by Giddens there. His communication, hedged out strong and maintained position on Finke, then able to recover.
See the youth on the floor for Ohio State right now. Bates Diop hangs, couldn't hit, got his own rebound, and puts it back in.
Nice closeout by Williams.
Finke back out to Austin. Austin knocks down the triple.
Really good job of offensive patience by Finke, waiting for the double team to come down, and then Alex Austin getting his feet set in the corner. Good delivery by Finke.
Alex Austin did not score in Illinois' opener against Michigan, played in just 15 minutes. Trying to get him some rhythm.
Let me tell you who could score. His dad, Woody Austin at Purdue. He could light it up. My man Woody could put the ball through the hoop.
Double team on Giddens. And a foul, and it's going the other way.
And even with a lack of a true post presence, I've been impressed with the way that Illinois has tried to utilize Finke and kind of play through him there. Williams got a little bit too aggressive defensively, or Mitchell did the last time down the floor. He went down for the double team. Finke saw that coming and kicked it out to Austin. You have to maintain your defensive discipline because of the lack of inside presence. You don't have to double down as much as you might a team with a true post presence.
Harris all over Tate on that possession.
And if you're Finke now, you've been out there the whole time. And that's a miss of fatigue right there, but Hill there to clean up the mess. My point being, Jeff, is that Finke's had to battle Daniel Giddens for 2 or 3 minutes, and here comes Trevor Thompson. Finke usually can hit that shot. His legs not quite under him, but Malcolm Hill, there's not anything that you can fault in his ballgame, especially his effort.
Mitchell picked up his foul, and he heads to the bench. Hill with an opportunity for a three-point play.
And I think that Illinois saw the same thing that we did over here. Finke a little tired, so they're going to get Maverick Morgan over there, try to buy some time, get him some rest.
Malcolm Hill with a three-point play. Illinois right back in it. Ohio State, before the three by Austin, had been on an 18-2 run. Now Illinois answering that with a 6-0 run of their own. Tate back in with the left hand short. Malcolm Hill's been all over him on the defensive side.
Nice look, really nice look by Tate.
Nunn pays it off for the triple.
Really good use of the misdirection. You saw Tate dribble to the right, all the white jerseys for Ohio State, shaded with it, honoring volume-man principles, in the kickback in the corner to Nunn.
Fans trying to get the Buckeyes back into this one. They still have 1-point lead, but they can sense the momentum going back to Illinois. Seven to shoot. Harris bobbing and weaving through. Three ball, rims in and out. And now a foul on Jayshawn Tate as he pushed on Malcolm Hill in the backcourt.
That's a call number 1, Jayshawn Tate, his first team's fifth.
Tate has been frustrated for much of the evening so far with the defense. Malcolm Hill's applied on him.
This next media timeout's going to come in a very opportune time for Illinois, especially for Malcolm Hill. He's really tired right now because of the energy he's had to exert on both ends of the floor.
Cross-court pass, there is Hill. And too strong on the shot. That could be tired legs right there.
Yeah, he tried to adjust with his upper body. He didn't get the lift from his legs. He tried to adjust up top, left it long.
He's been doing such good work defensively. That can tire you out in a hurry. And now a foul. Kendrick Nunn was trying to swipe it away from Thompson. Instead, he picks up the foul. And that'll take us to a break. Ohio State leads Illinois by 1. In Chicago, John Crispin is going to be looking up at the top and saying, man, that's my brother, not me. Joe Crispin, 18.5 points with the Nittany Lions with Jarrett Stevens. Nunn and Hill, they have been the straw that stirs the drink for the Illini this year, that's for sure.
And right now, defensively, because of the lack of depth, Illinois showing a little bit of zone defense to Ohio State right now coming out of the timeout.
Loving got it ripped away. Nunn going 3-on-1. Nunn got it back and lays it up and in.
You better be strong with the ball if Kendrick Nunn is out on you. Loving was not strong. He put it out in front. Leads to a breakout opportunity for Illinois.
Illinois came out of the gates. They were not shooting the ball very well. They've had some very good looks recently to get their shooting percentage back up.
Ohio State needs to reverse the ball. It's been on the right side of the floor almost this entire possession.
Tate, almost a force, but an offensive rebound by Loving. Couldn't get it. Still keeping it alive, and Loving's going to go to the line.
Illinois, even if you're in a zone defense, you have to be active with the hands, and it was active hands by Kendrick Nunn which started the break. Unselfish play. Nunn, the recipient, able to finish with a stronger left hand on the opposite side.
Maverick Morgan picked up the foul for Illinois. Loving knocks down the first. Something to keep track of throughout the course of this game. The rebounding margin, Ohio State already with +7 in the rebound department. Doesn't hurt when you have 2 offensive boards in 1 possession.
And that is an area of concern for Illinois, especially with Mike Thorne and LeRon Black out. This is a team in Illinois last in the conference in rebounding margin, and last time out they were out rebounded by 11 by the Michigan Wolverines. Not necessarily a team known for their rebounding prowess, but you're seeing right now the margin for error once that ball goes up on the window, very, very slim for Illinois. They have to do it as a team, and they need gang rebounding from the guard position, especially Nunn. Beg your pardon, Ohio State with the lead because of their foul shooting. 11 of 13 so far. Only 1 attempt for Illinois. There's Morgan, tough shot over Giddens. That's a tough one, because Giddens did a pretty good job of maintaining his position and verticality. That's a difficult conversion for Maverick Morgan.
Back and forth we go here in Columbus. Expected a game like this with Ohio State and Illinois. Tate double teamed in the corner, 7 to shoot. Giddens over to Harris from 3, short, got his own rebound, and now up and under, couldn't finish, and a foul.
That is a backbreaker for Illinois. For this reason, you played about 27 seconds of really good defense. You force a jump shot from A.J. Harris. That is not his forte. Only about 32% shooting from the floor, less than that from deep at about 31%, but you don't complete the deal. Finke got caught watching the basketball, didn't locate Harris, and he keeps the play alive.
Bates Diop shooting a couple after his follow-up attempt, and he was fouled. Bates Diop knocks down a couple. And back in front go the Buckeyes.
And you're seeing Ohio State. We've talked about their shot blocking, very, very young team. The free throw line has been to the benefit of the Buckeyes thus far. That has not been the case all year. Coming in as a team, Ohio State around 66% from the charity stripe, last in the conference.
None. Couldn't hit. Had a decent look, too. Going inside.
Good job by Hill.
And he's been all over Tate this entire night.
Nice look.
Bates Diop inside.
Really good look by Tate, and recognition by Bates Diop diving to the rim. But again, I want to point out the defense being played right now by Malcolm Hill.
Jayshawn Tate has been almost a non-factor on offense because of that great defense by Hill. And now Tate trying to return the favor. Hill couldn't get the roll. Rebound by Giddens. That's a battle to watch here this afternoon and tonight.
And because of the effort and energy that has to be exerted by Malcolm Hill, he's left a couple shots short on the offensive end.
Not close on the shot from the corner. It's going to stay with Ohio State. And now John Gross wants to confer with the officials, and they're going to give it to Illinois.
Watch Malcolm Hill maintain verticality and his position walling up on Tate. Almost a 5-second count. Now the 5-second count is not in play on the dribble, but if you kill the dribble as Tate did there, it's completely legitimate that if another half a second would have gone by, that could have been a turnover with a 5-second closely guarded.
Big possession here for Illinois, down by 3. Almost no inside game, and Maverick Morgan walked with it. Only a few possessions as Illinois tried to go down low amongst the trees of Ohio State.
They're trying to play through it, and I like that. They've done it with Finke. They did it there with Morgan, and a nice adjustment defensively by Giddens. Remember a few possessions ago, Jeff? Morgan Burnham going over that left shoulder with the right hand. Giddens kind of sensed that, started to overplay the right hand. I think Morgan sensed that as well and shuffled his feet.
Harris driving. And the rebound goes out to Illinois. They're trying to move. Kendrick Nunn on Loving, and Nunn finishes the layup.
And really, really good job by Nunn of attacking the backpedaling Loving. Loving didn't even look over his shoulder. That allowed Nunn to go to a strong hand and complete.
Inside, Giddens working on Morgan. Jump hook, no, Nunn. Look at him run. Harris trying to stop his progress and does so. Impossible look for Maverick Morgan.
Yeah, that dribble by Morgan took him completely behind the backboard. And what you're seeing defensively from Illinois is that once they get a turnover, they're looking to run before the shot blocking presence of Ohio State can set up in the half court.
Alley-oop try. Bates Diop. Good reversal over the undersized Alex Austin. Morgan knocks that one down from the corner.
How about the recovery by Maverick Morgan? The last time down the floor, his dribble took him out of scoring position, forced a wild shot. Here he answers the call, kind of stems the tide for Illinois. Nice response by Maverick Morgan.
Have to have no memory in this game if you're a shooter. Don't forget the bad ones. How about Kendrick Nunn and Illinois hanging in with Ohio State? It's a one-point game. Our Hoops experts cover the major topics in college basketball. They'll examine how the events of the week in the Big Ten will impact the national picture. Big Ten basketball and beyond tonight after our game only on BTN. Kendrick Nunn keeping the Fighting Illini in this one in Columbus. What a start he's had.
Following up a strong performance last time out, 23 points, 4 of 7 from deep, continuing that marksmanship here today, but aggressively attacking off the dribble. Defensively, he's been really good here today for Illinois.
As we talked about at the top, he's such a big key for Illinois. Not only offensively, but defensively. And you mentioned it earlier, Sean, you better have a full grip on that basketball if he's guarding you.
Yeah, he just took it from Mark Loving. That led to the transition opportunity we saw during that highlight rip, and they need him to rebound. This is a very small Illinois team, and Kendrick Nunn had 6 rebounds last time out, averaging about 5 per ball game on the year.
Nunn already with 4 boards, leading the way for the Fighting Illini. Leading the way in scoring 2 with 9 points. He's been in double figures in every game so far.
Good job by Loving of being there on the catch by Coleman Lands.
Coleman Lands with a couple of triples. Really going at this first half. 6 to shoot. Austin now with 2 to shoot. Swatted away by Giddens.
And how about the job by Giddens? Jeff, he came up on that high ball screen. Watch where Giddens comes from. He comes from the foul line extended to block that shot. It was still going up, even though it was above the rim. Wonderful job of moving his feet by Daniel Giddens.
Already his 3rd block of the game as Bates Diop flips one in. Bates Diop has scored the last 8 points for the Buckeyes. Gives them a 3-point lead. Finke triple team down low. There's none from the corner.
You can live with that if you're Illinois, because the ball went inside first, then it was kicked back out.
Make sure you stay tuned for the State Farm halftime report. Dave Revson, John Crispin, and Mike DeCourcy will be along from our Chicago studio. State Farm halftime report. Got you caught up on everything in the Big Ten after the big day yesterday. Own game today. Nice move by Loving.
And an even better job by Daniel Giddens on the seal. What he did is he put his defender on his hip. That cleared out the weak side help and allowed Loving to get to the rim. It's the junior that scores, but it's the freshman against him.
Daniel Giddens playing like a 50-year senior, not a true freshman.
Couple of blocks, but the last offensive sequence. Watch number 4 as Loving turns the corner right there. He seals off Finke. That allows the unimpeded drive to the rim by Mark Loving. Another little thing being executed by a freshman in the form of Daniel Giddens. We saw that from the much smaller A.J. Harris as well in the first half.
Very subtle, but a very heads-up play by Giddens. Coleman Lands short on the 3. Loving going the other way.
Coleman Lands didn't go straight up. He kind of floated to the left, made that a more difficult shot.
Don't forget to stay tuned for our State Farm halftime report. Dave, John, and Mike standing by in Chicago. 25 seconds to go here, and Ohio State wants to talk things over. 12 on the shot clock. Thad Matta and John Gross going after it.
30 seconds.
Left in real clock time, 12 seconds, about half that in the shot clock. So if you're Illinois, you cannot allow a second chance opportunity either for a putback or for Ohio State to reset.
Ohio State with 7 offensive rebounds in the game already. Tried to shoot. Bates Diop threw it away. Here come the Illini. Nunn had it poked away from the backside by Tate, but still plenty of time on the clock. And Illinois is going to have some possession.
Nice hustle by Jayshawn Tate, because the only defender back was A.J. Harris, and he's having to backpedal. Nunn is attacking him. Probably going to be a conversion basket for Illinois. If Tate hustles as he does, it doesn't give up on the play.
Finke and Aaron Jordan check in. And a foul on the way up. DJ Williams will go to the line. Mark Loving with his second personal.
Nice execution on the out of bounds. The dive. Loving came up a little bit too high. That allowed the dive by Williams.
So now it's Ohio State that can try and draw the play for final possession with 11.3 left. John Gross putting in his defensive lineup now to try and prevent that from happening.
And a nice little job of being a good teammate by Kendrick Nunn. He went over to DJ Williams after the miss, understanding the freshman's in a difficult position, only 39%, tried to build some confidence, and it paid dividends.
A.J. Harris had it stolen. There's none with 5 to shoot. None. Got it swatted away by Loving. Now Harris stepped on the end line before his heave towards the hoop.
And there is plenty of time for Illinois to get another shot here. 1.2 seconds is plenty of time. You can catch and put it on the floor, but we've talked about the shot blocking presence of Giddens. Here, nice job by Loving of not giving up on the play. And A.J. Harris, in his haste to get up the floor, steps out of bounds, allowing Illinois another opportunity. And I think what they're going to do is check and make sure that they get the accurate time here, Jeff.
Officials are going to go to the clock. John Gross is going to bring his Illini in. Thad Matta going to do the same thing with the Buckeyes, trying to protect against 1.2 seconds on the clock.
What they're looking to see is when the whistle is blown and when he stepped out of bounds. It's probably with that foot right there.
1.9 is what it looks like we're going to get. So a couple of extra tenths added on for Illinois.
Because it looks like this initial step as we move forward, he was still inbounds, but I think when it would have been his right foot came down, that's probably when he stepped out of bounds.
Officials getting together, and it looks like they're going to put 1.9 back on the clock. 9 seconds on the clock. 1.9 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to get a good shot off here for Illinois. John Gross trying to diagnose a play. As it stands, it's a 4-point game. Illinois could be down by 1. They could be down by 3 or 4.
And Jeff, I like affirmation. Exactly as we thought it would happen. Is 1.9. Mike Eads doing a really good job of keeping us informed, and that's when A.J. Harris stepped out of bounds and the whistle blew, hence stopping the clock.
3-point shooters in there for Illinois.
Good job by Harris of taking away none.
Got to get it inbounds. There's Finke, 3-pointer, short. And that is how the first half will end. Ohio State has a 30-26 lead over Illinois. Stay tuned. Dave, John, and Mike will be along from our Chicago studio with the State Farm halftime report in just a moment with the Buckeyes leading the Illini. Alongside Sean Morris, Jeff Levering with you. And Sean, Ohio State has the lead right now because they're getting second chance opportunities. 11-3, they have the advantage. 7
offensive rebounds for this much larger Ohio State squad, as you mentioned, leading to 11 second chance points. That, along with the fact that the Buckeyes are able to go 13 of 15 from the foul line, the reason they enjoy this lead, because Illinois is outscoring them from the floor.
We take a look at our auto owners insurance game leaders here today. Kendrick Nunn leading the way for the Illini, and Keita Bates-Diop and Mark Loving both with 11 points for Ohio State.
And Ohio State 13 of 15 from the charity stripe, shooting 20 percentage points more in the first half from the foul line at 86% than they do on the year overall at 66% conversion rate.
Either team shooting 35% in the first half. Good defense, poor shooting. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Should be a good one from Columbus.
Jaquan Lyle back in the lineup. He was a non-factor in the first half of foul trouble, but he answers the bell here to start the second.
Just 2 minutes in that first half for Ohio State. Right out of the gate, trying to get his confidence back up. Malcolm Hill also very quiet in that first half offensively. He had just 3 points in the opening 20 minutes. Big-time free throw advantage as well for the Buckeyes. Hard to imagine Illinois only down 4 points, having taken 3 free throws in the entire game.
And a tough foul on the ensuing offensive possession right there for Illinois. They get Kendrick Nunn with an illegal screen.
Ohio State back to work on offense. Go inside to Tate. And he walked.
Well, again, Jeff, I just want to point out what Malcolm Hill is doing defensively. I mean, he's known, and rightfully so, as a very good offensive player. But watch him right here. Maintaining verticality, moving his feet, that leads to the turnover. He has battled Jayshawn Tate all night down there on the block.
No steals for Hill, but man, He has been tenacious on Tate all day long, frustrating him to the point where he's starting to show some body language. First three, rims in and out, and the ball's going to go back to Illinois. Finke with the extra pass. There's Hill, short on the three.
Yeah, that didn't come off his hand cleanly, and again, Jeff not able to get a whole lot of lift there.
Malcolm Hill, just 1 of 7, and an opportunity for a three-point play for Jaquan Lyle.
Nice job by Lyle. We talked about it on the bench for the majority of the first half, and he has come out here in the second, didn't hang his head, asserting himself offensively. Oof.
Tough-looking free throw there by Lyle, and he even grimaced as he was backpedaling up the court. There's none from three. Offensive rebound put back good. That's Jalen Coleman Lands.
And none missed that so badly that Coleman Lands is the only guy. Everyone was waiting for it to hit the rim, and that wasn't the case.
Kendrick Nunn had a really good first half, leading the way in points scored. Playing good defense, too. Locked up on Mark Loving. Loving going to the rack. There's Nunn on the rebound. Up ahead, Hill with Tate in front of him. Couldn't finish it, but he'll go to the line. It's a good defense by Illinois.
The kick out by Nunn to Hill. The run by Jayshawn Tate. It's kind of a cheap foul. If you're going to get a foul, make sure you get your money's worth, but it started defensively again on the other end. A smart play by Finke. He was inside the restricted area, Jeff, and rather than go up and try to draw a charge or something like that, he kind of bailed out, which gave him an opportunity to go the other way.
Hill, who had just 3 points in the first half, his first of the second half. Trying to get this Illini team back into it against Ohio State. Looking for their first conference win of the season. Lost to Michigan their first time out at home.
And Illinois extending their defense here a little bit. And Tate, Jalen Tate giving up a lot of size to the freshman Jaquan Lyle at the point guard position. And Illinois, again, going to that 2-3 zone they employed for periods of time in the first half.
Loving trying to get to the rack, and he was fouled.
If Coleman Lands, if he takes another half a step, he has a chance to draw the charge. Another half step by Lands there, he probably has a chance to draw the charge, but clearly a foul on Coleman Lands.
Loving will go to the line. He had 11 points in the first half, and most of his damage done at the free throw line. 7 of 7 from the charity stripe. And make it 8 of 8. He's got a game-high 13.
And 36 points for Ohio State, Jeff. 15 of those thus far have come from the foul line.
It's a big difference in the game. Illinois has not had many trips to the foul line. A lot of their work being done on the perimeter. It's that big-time size advantage Ohio State has. A foul on the drive. And they'll get Jayshawn Tate.
And that'll get Tate to the bench. That's 2 fouls very, very quickly. His 3rd overall. And the rip-through move by Hill. And you see the reach-in by Tate. Looks like he gets him on the wrist. Yeah, right there, and that's a pretty easy call for the official to make.
He has been flustered all afternoon and evening on the defensive end by Hill. And now a foul on Keita Bates-Diop. But Jayshawn Tate, he has been pretty much a non-factor on the offensive side of things because of the defensive pressure from Hill. And he's taken some of that frustration onto the defensive end with him. Wide open look by Finke.
A really good job by Jalen Tate there, Jeff. Utilized the shot fake, dribbled along the baseline, and forced Ohio State to collapse. That allowed Finke to get his feet set in the left corner. Nice job by the point guard for Illinois.
Illinois right back in it, and that's a big shot for Finke. Maybe that gets him going. Loving from three, none, fouled him. Loving's going to go to the line. Nunn was trying to contest the shot, but got a piece of Loving. Here's Finke.
Nice job by Tate utilizing the rip move. You see Kate Bates-Diop has to come over and help. That frees up Finke in the corner, but it started with the dribble penetration by Jalen Tate.
First points of the game for Finke. All of his attempts coming from beyond the arc. He's 1 for 3 as Loving misses his first shot from the foul line tonight. Illinois got to get more from Finke offensively. He had 7 points and 8 rebounds against Michigan in 26 minutes. He started the last 7 games, including this evening. Been in double figures in 4 of those 7. Loving hits 2 of 3. Aaron Jordan into the ball game for Illinois. Driving and blocking it is Trevor Thompson. Another block by Ohio State. And now a 3 by Loving.
Nice play by Loving of slowing up. Rather than sprinting to the spot, he slowed up. That created the passing angle from Lyle.
Finke with a 3 of his own to answer.
And Finke returns the favor. They kind of forgot about the trailer in the form of Finke there, and that's his second 3 in the last 4 offensive possessions for Illinois.
Jaquan Lyle barking at his teammates on the way up the floor. Lyle, tough shot, the floater over Finke.
That's the second time he's done that. There it was against a larger player in Finke. The first time he did it against a smaller player in Tate.
What a move by Hill. He faked and then went baseline, threw it down.
Ohio State was waiting for the dribble handoff. Hill sensed that, took it himself.
Back and forth we go here in Columbus. There's Williams.
And look where that three-point shot came from. It allowed Williams to step into it because of the delivery from Lyle. It was out in front of Williams, allowed him to step into that three-point shot.
3 by Jordan. Back and forth we go with triples. Neither team shot the ball very well in the first half. They were holding minutes of the second. It's been great.
They were holding it in abeyance until the second half.
Lyle backing down, now a 3.
Yeah, that
bit of a force.
Yeah, you need to be in the union to throw a brick around like that. They can always get a better shot.
Hill backs it out. Finke for a 3, short. That would have been big for the Illini. Not going to get more open than that.
Nice job by Jordan coming through a series of screens to be there on the catch for Loving, but Loving able to turn the corner, Jeff, and draw the foul, and offensively is starting to pick up on both ends from three-point line. Nice utilization of the fake by Malcolm Hill. He's been getting it done defensively, showing offensively, and Cam Williams knocks it down. Ohio State up 5 at home.
Moment. These two teams firing salvos at each other. Back and forth we've gone. They were ice cold from the field in the first half, but nothing but the bottom of the net in the second for both teams, shooting better than 50%.
Illinois right at 50%, 5 of 10. Ohio State 5 of 7 from the floor, but the big difference, as it was in the first half, foul shooting 17 of 21 from the line for Ohio State compared to 4 of 5 for Illinois.
Illinois is going to keep the basketball. Foul was on Giddens as he checks in for the first time in this second half.
Ball's loose. Yeah, a little bit of frustration came across the arm.
None. Fouled by Giddens. That's 2 possessions and 2 fouls for Giddens. He was the defensive star in the first half for Ohio State, blocking shots, right place, right time on rebounds. Daniel Giddens in his last game on Wednesday against Minnesota, our Motel 6 sixth man. 3 more blocks tonight for the freshman.
Came in averaging 2 per game on the year.
Nunn trying to. What about Giddens again? Help side, 4 blocks.
And then running the floor.
And a blocking foul on Illinois.
Now, against the shot blocker, you want to put your shoulder into him. And Nunn fades away, Jeff. That allows Giddens to utilize his length. And then watch number 4 sprint down and be rewarded on the other end. Nice sequence by the freshman, Daniel Giddens.
John Gross getting after these officials right now. Malcolm Hill just picked up his 3rd. Ohio State leading the Big Ten in blocks per game, nearly 6.5.
This is an area that I think you'll see improvement from Daniel Giddens over the course of his career. 39% free throw shooter.
Giddens, the freshman out of Oak Hill Academy.
And I'll tell you why I think you're going to see improvement. Because you can tell by watching him play, and more importantly practice, this game means something to him. I mean, he's really coachable. If anything right now, he wants to do well so badly that sometimes he presses.
Looks really hard on the defensive end. Foul on Bates. Diop on Hill's drive. His 2nd personal. With the right arm in there. Fouls starting to rack up for both teams. Nice denial by Giddens. Illinois gets it back, though.
Now they can attack the rim because Giddens is on the floor. That opportunity just went by the wayside.
And an offensive foul.
Yeah, they got Maverick Morgan with a little bit of a swim move down there trying to set up on the block.
A lot more whistles here this evening from this crew.
Watch at the bottom of your screen. The elbows up high, trying to create space. Nice catch by the official. If you're a post player, Jeff, you want to make contact with the defender from the trunk down, not from the waist up, as you saw there from Morgan, because it's a very easy call for the official to make.
Another foul on Illinois. They're going Alex Austin.
His first teammate in the bonus.
And that puts
at the line for
Ohio State in the bonus. And the foul line, as we've talked about, Jeff, has paid dividends for Ohio State here today.
That's a big thing with 13:07 left in this game.
And Illinois needs to be cognizant of this fact as well. Ohio State now with 16 fouls here at the 13:07 mark. So if you're Illinois, you're within 7. Continue to attack off the dribble because the next common foul will put you in the bonus.
Again, not a bad recipe as Giddens battling amongst 4 Illinois players. Here's Cam Williams. Can't finish, though. Neither of these teams good free throw shooters. 71% for Illinois as Nunn from 3 knocks it down. Big shot, Kendrick Nunn.
And he wanted the and one.
So did John Gross. He's had a scowl on his face the last few possessions. Right back in it are the Illini. Giddens down low on Morgan. A little bit out of his comfort zone, but another offensive rebound. Second chance for Ohio State.
And that's the 3rd offensive rebound for Keita Bates-Diop here today.
Mark Loving weaving that offense for Ohio State. Lyle driving, fading. Giddens hammers it down.
Really smart play. Remember, Lyle started the second half with a couple of floaters. I think Illinois thought he was going to do that. He sensed it, lobs it up toward the rim for Giddens.
Malcolm Hill thought he was going to get a foul there. He didn't. Here come the Buckeyes.
Giddens has to be careful right now. He's tired that he doesn't commit a foul out of fatigue.
Foul right there on Austin. Back and forth we go. Buckeyes and Illini. Nunn with the three. And then Giddens with the dunk.
And it puts, it's going to sound crazy, but it puts some humanity to these young men. I think sometimes people see him and you see a big guy, he's 6'11", he's 7 feet tall. You forget sometimes if you're a fan, hey, these are 18 to 22, 23-year-old young guys trying to figure out their way through college. And it's difficult enough to do that without having the exposure that these guys have.
There are a lot of people that have had a tough time going and navigating their way through college, let alone on the stage that a lot of these athletes are on. Ohio State now with 21 made free throws, a season best for the Buckeyes. They have lived at that foul line here tonight.
27 trips to the foul line for Ohio State, 5 for Illinois.
Nunn working on Loving and a foul before the shot.
Nice play by Nunn. Again, understanding time score. Now, Illinois goes into the bonus situation. That's the 7th common foul on Ohio State. So Nunn will shoot the one in the bonus here for Illinois. Jeff, if you're Illinois, you've got to feel really good about where you are right now. You're down 8. You've had 6 of your shots blocked. You've been outscored from the foul line by 22, now 21. You're not shooting the ball real well, but you found a way to kind of hang around and utilize enough grit where you're well within striking distance. 7 points with a chance to cut it to half dozen here.
That's all you're asking for.
That's it.
Be within striking distance. Plenty of time left in this game. Hit a couple of shots, you're looking at a one-possession ball game. A couple of stops on defense, too.
And because of the foul situation, Illinois packing it in right now and utilizing a zone defense. They've done that throughout the course of this ball game.
Williams with a good ball fake. There's Giddens, and it got stuck. And what's not really his game.
No, and that's exactly the shot you want to force, not necessarily the guy to do it. If your Giddens get down there around the block and this kid's wedged in. Now, one thing to remember, when the ball gets wedged like that, you go to the alternating possession. Let's see if that pays dividends potentially down the road. Now, the alternating arrow did go to Illinois' favor, but the next held ball situation will go to Ohio State.
Coleman lands short. Loving with another rebound.
And Jeff, if you're Ohio State, you have to understand time and score as well. The next foul for Illinois will put Ohio State in the double bonus. So you don't want to fall in love with a three-point shot unnecessarily against this zone defense, because that's exactly what it's trying to coax you into doing.
Tend to shoot for the Buckeyes. Loving driving. And the kick out. In and out. That was Lyle. He's had a good second half after being a non-factor in the first. Tate kicks to Finke. And Finke can't hit. He's been cold. He had a couple of shots early going in this half as Hill just took a shot from Tate.
He sure did, right in the choppers.
Jayshawn Tate and Malcolm Hill have been going at each other all day, and a foul on the alley-oop try.
Coming down the floor.
Number 21. Malcolm Hill, his fourth, team 10.
He just kind of slowed up and ran into him, and then to insult to injury, he inadvertently get popped in the mouth, and then you draw a foul on the other end.
It's his fourth. Malcolm Hill, the second leading scorer on this Illinois team. He's played so many minutes this year. And he's played such good defense on Jayshawn Tate.
I've really been impressed with what Malcolm Hill has done defensively. You know, he averages 18 points per ball game, and a lot of times when a guy puts up those kind of offensive numbers, it's a miracle of modern science if they get into a defensive stance, let alone execute on that end of the floor. Not the case with Malcolm Hill.
Loving missing a couple from the free throw line. He'd only missed 1 of 11. His first few trips to the line.
Nice job by Tate of getting over the top of the screen to take away the opportunity to Finke.
Nunn with some space. It's Morgan backing down. Tate open three. What a friendly roll.
He almost deflated the basketball on the heel of the rim, and it finds the bottom of the cup.
Right back in it are the Illini, down by 4. Loving and ripped away. Tate battling, bodies on the floor, and a foul on Loving.
Yeah, and I tell you what a great play by Jalen Tate. The ball gets loose. He doesn't give up on the play. Watch right here. He's not giving up. And you've got Mark Loving warding him off with that left hand. Give all the credit in the world to Jalen Tate. He made that play possible on both ends. A lot of times, Jeff, when you see a guy knocking into the backcourt, they kind of jog after it. Not the case with Tate. That forced Loving to go with it.
Well, and for Mark Loving, he picks up his 4th foul. No shots for Tate.
It's like an offensive foul. They were going to, because there wasn't a complete change of possession. That's why they're not shooting the foul shot. Mike Eads came over and explained it to us there briefly.
Again, 4 fouls on Loving. Morgan, he's feeling it from that distance.
Yeah, and right in Trevor Thompson's face. Now Thompson has to come out with hands high because Morgan can hit that shot. And look where Illinois is now. Got a ball game right back in it in this 2-3 zone. If you're Ohio State right now, you want to get in the gaps and utilize dribble penetration, or you can do that. And a nice pass by Lyle again allowed Williams to step right into that 3-point shot.
Cam Williams, he's been a marksman today. There's Nunn. Couldn't get the roll. Finke, offensive rebound, put back, blocked by Thompson. Trying to go right back up, and a foul on Thompson.
And a nice job by Finke of not panicking. He gets the first offering sent back to him, but then watch what he does as we take a look at the last offensive possession. Wonderful pass by Lyle allows Williams to step into that 3-point shot, but Finke returns the favor on the other, and the first one gets blocked. Then he utilizes the shot fake. That got Thompson up just enough to draw the contact and shoot a couple.
Finke hits the first, and again, one more foul for the Buckeyes, and you're looking at the double bonus for Illinois. 2 shots going all around on the next whistle. Illinois doing a better job here in the second half of getting to the foul line as Finke makes 1 of 2. Fans trying to get back into this one in Columbus.
And now Illinois has switched out of that zone defense going man-to-man. Ohio State has to recognize that.
Williams catch and shoot. He is hot right now.
And another good delivery. It allows him, he doesn't have to reload. He's able to come off, use his momentum, and rise up.
Big miss right there by Aaron Jordan. And now Lyle. Kendrick Nunn thought there was going to be a foul. Instead, Lyle hits the runner. The Buckeyes back in it at Value City Arena. Giddens today, he's got 4.
Ohio State's done a pretty good job for long periods of time of funneling the perimeter players toward the shot blocking presence of Daniel Giddens, and the job that Cam Williams has done off the bench. His minutes have increased. As Austin Grandstaff quit the team, more minutes for Cam Williams, and he has made the most of them. Able to shoot off the standstill or the move there, and all 3 of those made shots. Also, you have to give credit to the passer. They hit him right in the shooting pocket. He didn't have to reload. Remember, in the first half, he had to go down and get one. That's one of his rare misses here today.
3 of 5 from the field. He's hit half of his threes. A couple of big ones here in the second half.
Now, if you're Illinois, still plenty of time. You can attack off the dribble. You're now in the bonus situation. Nice job.
Finke amongst the trees.
And I like it. I mean, the last time down the floor, he used the shot fake and drew the contact. Here, he utilizes the shot fake, gets the shot blockers up, and then converts.
Tate inside. Tough look there. Morgan with good defense. And now a three. Coleman lands.
And how about the utilization of the rhythm jump stop by Lance? He's coming down in transition. He started the ball game that way. Here, he returns the favor in the second half. Nice job in the open floor.
Back-to-back solid possessions on offense for the Illini.
This is a three-point ball game. And if you're Illinois, you have to understand that. Hey, look. We've gone to the foul line 20 fewer times. And we're still in very good shape. And that mini stoppage of play, people might be wondering what it was. It was a bench warming to Illinois, and Illinois fighting their way back. It's been inside penetration, but here it's Coleman Lance knocking down a three, and the visitors within three in Columbus. Jaquan Lyle following up an outstanding performance, got an early foul trouble for Coach Thad Matta. A.J. Harris did a very good job of running the point. Caleb Swanigan, a fine addition at Purdue. And the last guy on that list, Nicholas Baer, a walk-on. But I tell you what, in the last 4 or 5 ball games, especially once the calendar has turned to Big Ten play, he has been very, very solid on both ends of the floor for a very experienced Iowa team, the freshman making an impact.
One to shoot at the buzzer. Bates Diop couldn't get it, got it ripped away, and it's going to stay with the Buckeyes. A good possession defensively for Illinois.
And that's a backbreaker. To your point, Jeff, you force a really tough shot, but you're not able to corral the rebound. That's also been a troublesome spot for Illinois today. That's the 10th offensive rebound for the Buckeyes.
Working that perimeter game. And now an offensive foul as Trevor Thompson was trying to back in on Finke. Third on Thompson.
And Thompson, if he's just a little more patient, he had the right idea. On the ball reversal, Jeff, he wants to get the seal, then he can just walk toward the basket with Finke on his hip. But rather than wait for the ball reversal, he backed into Finke. That drew the attention of the official. If he waits another half a count, he can get the seal cleanly.
Malcolm Hill on the floor with 4 fouls for Illinois. He's working on Tate. Isolated. Hill fades back, and he got it.
Boy, really nice job by Hill of making contact and then utilizing the step back. And Illinois, their effort here today has been phenomenal.
1-point game. And now Cam Williams can't hit. Weak side rebound. There's none trying to drive. Giddens blocked it away. It's going to stay with Illinois. 5th block for Giddens.
Nunn turns the corner. Able to go to his strong hand. Tries to reload. Look how high up Giddens was. He's able to block that on the way down.
He had a block earlier in this game where his head nearly hit the rim. That was on Kendrick Nunn's drive to the basket where you were talking, Sean, he didn't use his shoulder to go up strong. High flyer, Daniel Giddens. Finke from 3. And the lead for the Illini. .10-0 run for Illinois. Timeout, Ohio State. Finke with the shot of the game for the Illini, their first lead since 6:14 in the first half.
Illinois enjoying their first lead since early in the first half because of the 3-point shooting of Michael Finke. He's able to take the shot blocker Giddens away from the rim, and Finke likes it because, as you can tell, he's got a scratch on his right shoulder. It's a lot safer out on the perimeter. Finke's showing you why he converts 42% of his 3-point offerings.
He's got 12 points all in the second half. There's Lyle from 3, too long. Offensive rebound, Bates Diop, no. Tate, no. Finke rebound. And Tate ripped it away from Hill. Here come the Buckeyes.
Ohio State needs to get something going toward the basket here.
Loving, who's been on the bench for a while, drives, and we're tied. Crowd back in it in Columbus.
Let's not forget, both teams now in the double bonus. So if you're Illinois, even though you haven't been to the foul line much in this ball game, you have a chance to right that here in the last 4 minutes of clock time.
Hill driving on Tate, kicks. Finke, short.
Nice contest by Giddens. Giddens came out on Finke, got his hand up and gave Finke something to shoot over. And the three-point shot has abandoned Ohio State for periods of time. Mark Loving, the junior, understanding that shot fake, you don't close out under control. The turn, the complete, Giddens sealing Finke. We're tied.
Consecutive 20-point game for Ohio State.
Illinois has fought and scrapped their way back into this ball game. They've utilized some differing defenses. They've utilized the zone for periods of time. Finke hitting a big three to give them their first lead since about the 6-minute mark of the first half. And right now, if you're Ohio State, understand time and score. And even though this is a zone defense, you don't have to settle for a quick three. You can get in the gaps and attack off the dribble or the interior feed.
Good movement by the defense from Illinois in that zone. Bates Diop driving, and he couldn't hit it. Great defensive possession by the Illini. Chance to take the lead.
And Illinois can do the same thing because a common foul on a dribble drive will send Illinois with the 10-team fouls for 2 shots of their own.
Hill kicks.
Nice job by Tate moving his feet.
There's Hill from 3. Can't get it. Loving with a big rebound over Finke.
You can live with that shot, though, if you're Illinois. He came off a dribble drive. That allowed Hill to flare out, just not able to knock it down.
In the corner, Loving. He's got 23 to lead all scorers.
And a nice job. Williams has been the beneficiary of some outstanding passing. Here he returns the favor to Loving with the utilization of the bounce pass.
Finke with size on Tate. Inside, swatted away, Bates Diop. Another block by Ohio State.
Nice shot fake. Really good use of the shot fake. Jeff, he's able to turn the corner because he knocked down that three in the corner. He uses the shot fake. Illinois doesn't close out under control. Loving senses that he'll shoot a couple as both teams are now in the double bonus. And how about that bounce pass by Williams? Right up above the waist, not down below his knees. That allowed Loving to step into it.
We've seen the passing from Ohio State be much more crisp here in this second half, too.
And Williams has been instrumental in this ball game for Ohio State. Double-digit points off the bench.
Loving missed a big free throw there. 4-point game. Defense trying to pick up for Ohio State. All alone, Tate.
And what they did is they tried to play through the post a lot. Here, they throw a different look offensively at Ohio State. You saw Finke come up and set that high ball screen. That led to a breakdown in communication defensively for Ohio State.
Bates Diop's inside to Tate.
Textbook. Get in the gut of the defense, force it to collapse. That allows the pass between that mid-range post.
Another block, the 10th of the game for Ohio State. And now a steal, Jalen Tate. Possession stays alive for Illinois.
And a good job by Lyle of overplaying Nunn, not allowing him to catch the basketball.
Ohio State leading this one. Only a minute 28 to go. Good look inside there to Tate. The Motorist Insurance Group drive to the hoop.
And it started with the hard flash by Keita Bates Diop between the 2 lines of the zone defense being employed by Illinois. You saw all the dark jerseys have to honor Bates Diop there in the high post. As a result, he's able to dump it down to Jayshawn Tate in the low post.
Finke got Lyle in the air.
Good help there by Bates Diop.
10 to shoot. Hill on Bates-Diop trying to drive, and a foul before the shot, but free throws anyway for Malcolm Hill.
Really smart play by Malcolm Hill. Understanding time, score, and foul situation. He catches the ball, kind of pushed out away from the block. Now watch what he does. He turns and faces. Now when he turns and faces, the arm bar then becomes a foul. If he stays with his back to the basket, given that area on the floor, Bates-Diop's going to continue to be able to utilize that arm bar. When you turn and face, you become a perimeter player, and those rules apply.
Alex Austin checks in for Finke. He goes to the bench. Illinois going small here against Ohio State on the defensive end. Hill perfect from the line. He's up into double figures with 11 points.
This has really been a fun game to watch, Jeff. I mean, both teams haven't necessarily had offensive explosions, albeit with a little exchange here in the beginning of the second half. But both teams have played really, really hard, especially on the defensive end.
Lyle got checked on Austin. And Lyle's going to shoot some free throws.
And that's a tough break for Illinois because the shot clock was under 10 there. And Ohio State spreads the floor, and understanding time and score is the freshman Lyle. Easy call for the official to make once you reach out. Much like Malcolm Hill on the other end when he turned and faced on the defender. One-on-one, Lyle senses time and score, attacks off the dribble.
When you saw Alex Austin just a little bit off balance, trying to correct, that's when the reach came. Finke back in, Austin to the bench. Finke the better three-point shooter. Just a three-point game, 47 ticks left in this one. Ohio State is going to take a timeout and talk things over on the defensive end. If you're Illinois and John Gross, what are you trying to diagnose here to try and get some points on the board?
Jeff, you still have plenty of time. 48 seconds. It's a two-possession ball game. Again, given time, score, and foul situation, you don't have to take a three-point shot. You can still utilize the dribble drive, force Ohio State. They have a choice then to make, do the Buckeyes defensively. If you attack them off the dribble and you're able to turn the corner, they can either let you score or take a chance of the shot blocker coming over, or they give the foul, stopping the clock, and you have a chance to cut into the lead with the clock stopped. So you continue to attack off the dribble. They spread the floor. Remember a few possessions ago, they set the high ball screen with Michael Finke, and Tate was able to turn the corner.
Illinois is going to have the basketball here. Each team with a timeout, each team with a double bonus.
And I like what Ohio State's doing here defensively. They understand it is a two-possession ball game. They're extending the defense not to necessarily get a steal, but to force Illinois to burn some clock, getting it up the floor.
Malcolm Hill has yet to hit a three in this game. Finke from three, short. Tate got his hand up there to alter the shot. And now Illinois trying to foul, and Coleman Lands finally gets his hands on Lyle.
And Finke can hit that shot, but the difference between that shot and the one he hit on the left wing to give them an earlier lead was how he went up. In the left corner, he went straight up. On this one, he fades. And Illinois, he's telling, we've got to give the foul. We've got to stop the clock. And about 3 or 4 seconds burn off before Coleman Lands comes over and obeys the order.
Malcolm Hill was right in the neighborhood to try and get the foul, but he smartly stayed away. He's got 4. Yeah. They can ill afford to have him off the floor.
Now, if you are Illinois, you have to pinch down, and you cannot allow, under any circumstances, an offensive rebound, which has hindered your effort here tonight if you're Illinois.
Lyle makes it a 5-point game. Again, more defensive pressure from Ohio State. Trying to get the ball in. And finally get Nunn. Kendrick Nunn driving to the lane. Up and under, can't get it. Finke can't get it, but a second attempt is good. Now a timeout by Illinois.
Folks at home who may be saying, hey, Coach John Gross can't call the timeout. That's true if the ball is live. But his call from the bench was recognized before an Ohio State player was able to grab it and get the ball in play. A coach can call a timeout on a dead ball, and that situation applied there.
Full court pressure here from the Illini. DJ Williams on the ball. Loving able to get it in. Still trying to trap. Just over the timeline now, wide open is Tate. He slams it home. 12 seconds to go for the Illini. Coleman lands. What a shot! 2-point game. And a foul by Jalen Tate on the inbound.
I tell you what, Jeff, regardless of the outcome of this ball game, which is still very much in doubt, how about the effort from Illinois here today? I mean, you have essentially no depth along the front line with the injuries to Black and to Mike Thorne. You're able to overcome Ohio State in the most recent possession, getting over the top and scoring against your press. And that is, hey, that's not bad defense by Cam Williams. He's there with his hands up. Coleman Lands is just able to elevate and score. But Illinois, the effort they put forth here today, exemplary.
Loving knocks in the first. He's got 25 points, tying a career high. Also noteworthy, the possession arrow is with Ohio State.
And remember back to the shot taken by Giddens, which lodged in the backboard. Remember, we thought that alternating position might come into play, and it very well might here in the last 7 seconds.
Loving with a career high 26. Malcolm Hill trying to keep Illinois in it. Knocks down a 3. 1-point game. Loving fouled. Jalen Coleman lands. Picks up the foul. 1-point game.
And much like Coleman Lands, who's able to shoot a contested shot, this one not as contested for Malcolm Hill, but difficult nonetheless for Malcolm Hill. I tell you what, the job he has done on the defensive end of the floor and the energy he has exerted has been really impressive. And Illinois has played really hard. And Ohio State, how about this young squad following up a nice win versus Minnesota at home? They've gotten to the foul line and taking advantage of their relative strengths as well compared to Illinois, especially along the back line with the performance by Giddens here today.
Malcolm Hill, his first 3-pointer of the game comes at a big time. And remember, he picked up his 4th foul about 8 minutes to go in the second half. 1.9 to go. And now Hill picks it up. 1 second, a heave off the backboard. And Ohio State survives Illinois. 75-73, your final here in Columbus. Malcolm Hill had the running lead, a heave-ho, and just short, a little left. Great game all around by both Illinois and Ohio State. That's going to do it here from Columbus. Our final score, Ohio State 75, Illinois 73. For Sean Morris and our